Magandang araw mga kagiyera. Sa video na ito, makikita nyo na tinitest ng China ang isang malakas na sandata nito kung magkakaroon man ng giyera. Ito ay ang kanyang version ng Hypersonic Missiles na nakita na rin natin sa Russia na nagpatumba ng defense system ng Ukraine. Huwag naman sana gamitin to ng China sa Taiwan at siguradong wasakan ang magiging kahihinatnan ng kanilang maliit na bansa. Wala pang pangontra dito guys, kaya kahit ang US ay medyo takot sa technology na ito. At sila na mismo ang nagsabi na around 2030 pa nilang madedevelop ang ganitong klase ng sandata. Atin pong panoorin.
Optimized to generate lift from the shockwaves it generates at high Mach numbers for flight, similar to the Boeing X-51 research vehicle previously used by the United States Air Force. The Fishan-1 and future Chinese systems are more lightweight than current boost glide weapon systems such as the U.S. Air Force's AGM-183 air-launched rapid response weapon. The transforming engine allow the vehicle to fly under its own power sooner after launch. With this reduced need for power and size from the initial booster, we may also see the per-launch cost reduce and the scaling up of hypersonic missile production within China. Current developing turbo ramjets promises to bring many more advancements to the table, such as zero-speed start, even higher efficiency, longer range and reusability. At these missiles' operational speeds, there is often little time for an adversary to detect and intercept. Potentially nuclear-armed, an adversary which lacks an equally advanced defense system could face catastrophic results. With Japan and South Korea developing its own hypersonic weapons, and the United States Navy planning to install hypersonic missiles on its S-3 Zumwalt-class destroyers, further research into hypersonic weaponry by regional powers is sure to continue. At a time when the hypersonic weapon development has transcended into an aggressive race, Chinese scientists have made startling, big-ticket claims saying their hypersonic breakthrough is set to achieve split-second, pinpoint accuracy over long distances. Scientists involved in the hypersonic project have claimed that China is also developing a heat-seeking hypersonic missile capable of hitting a moving car at 6,174 km per hour, or 5 times the speed of sound. The Chinese scientists team claimed to have achieved important progress in tackling the key difficulty of pinpointing a moving target at high speeds. These claims come a few months after the Chinese scientists announced that they had produced next-generation hypersonic weapons with infrared homing advancements, a technology they believe that the US would not have until 2035. Meanwhile, the US recently carried out a successful hypersonic missile test from its B-52H bomber. The US Air Force announced that the air-launched rapid response weapon hypersonic missile was successfully tested over the weekend. Currently, only China and Russia have operational hypersonic weapons. Last year, China conducted a hypersonic test in which the missile went around the world at 5 times the speed of sound or Mach 5 and narrowly missed the target. Later, the missile also fired a submunition into the South China Sea, a revelation that rattled the world. The Chinese military is increasingly convinced that hypersonic weapons will alter the nature of warfare, and it is aggressively investing to gain a technological advantage over its rivals. The Chinese scientists noted in a research, since a superfast missile may traverse enormous distances in a split second, a small error in the positioning and guiding system can result in a huge miss of the desired target. The heat sensor requires a very cold environment, but the missile's surface temperature can reach thousands of degrees Celsius, generating a lot of background noise. However, with the new heat-seeking technology, the Chinese military will be able to remove high-value targets from vast distances at unprecedented speeds, allowing them to significantly expand the scope of application of hypersonic weapons in a regional war, according to the report. Heat-seeking, also known as infrared homing, is a passive missile guidance system that uses electromagnetic radiation in the infrared spectrum to track and follow a target. Since infrared lies just below the visible spectrum of light and frequency and is emitted powerfully by hot substances, missiles that use it are known as heat seekers. Hypersonic weapons were originally designed to pierce air defense systems and hit stationary ground targets. It was widely assumed that poor maneuverability would make hitting a moving target difficult at such a high speed. Due to its size and predictable movement against a rather stable background, a warship is reasonably easier to track. However, on the street, where there are likely to be numerous comparable automobiles, the tracking becomes very complicated. A car's steering wheel can turn at any time as it passes through a terrain that can change dramatically, adding to the onboard computer's calculating burden. To combat this problem, Chinese scientists' team has reportedly developed a new method of identifying and tracking the target as it approaches it. According to the report, the new hypersonic missile will employ motion sensor data to alter every pixel, ensuring that the majority of items in the new image are consistent with those in previous photos in terms of viewing angle, illumination, and size. This calibration method is complicated, but it generates a crisper, more consistent background that lets the target stand out sharply. According to Chinese scientists, the hypersonic heat seeker might likewise go after a target in the air. A Chinese military expert had earlier said that a ground-to-air hypersonic missile could destroy an F-22 Raptor in seconds if it fired a missile or dropped a bomb from short range. Chinese scientists developed a hypersonic ground-to-air missile that could hit a target as small as a commercial drone. According to them, the missile could discern the drone hanging low over buildings or trees with nearly 90% accuracy. According to the experts, a variety of hardware innovations have enabled these feats, including improvements in sensor technology that allow heat signals to be recognized across long distances as a distinct wave shape, resulting in clear images at hypersonic speeds. China had earlier demonstrated enhancing capability against mobile targets, including a model aircraft carrier built up on tracks at a Gobi Desert firing range.
Layunin ng aking video na ma-share lahat sa inyo ang iba't ibang kwento ng digmaan nang sa ganun ay mamulat ang ating kaisipan sa nakaraan, sa kasalukuyan at sa hinaharap. Ang giyera ay naging bahagi na ng ating kasaysayan. Hanggang sa susunod mga kagera, maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta. Subscribe na! Magkomento po sa inyong nais ibahagi. Salamat po. War out!